So it looks like Elizabeth Warren did an interview with the Young Turks, and she came on and she basically said that, hey, I'm not going to be doing any of these fundraisers with big donors, which basically means I'm not going to do these big fundraisers where I get like 5K a pop from these insanely rich donors who are, whatever Comcast people or whatever, kind of like Kamala Harris, where she has a bunch of big 5K donations from people who work at Comcast, people who are up top. And she's going to end up giving a really bad answer as to whether or not that will be something that will carry into the general election.
Does this only apply in the primaries, or will you carry this over to the general election or any other election you'll have going forward?
So this is for primaries. Look, I do not believe in unilateral disarmament. We need to win. We need to win in 2020. And when we hit 2020 and we're in a race against Donald Trump, when we're in a race for control of the Senate and control of the House and in control of the state houses and the governor's mansions, in all of those, the Republicans are going to be bringing a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of dark money, a lot of super PACs, all to the fight. We play by the same rules. And in that one, I say we got to be all in because we have to beat the Republicans.
Betraying your principles like that is the absolute opposite of what you want to do in a situation like this. You don't want to, go from being principled and not taking corporate PAC money, or in this specific case, not doing these fundraisers with these huge donors who give you like 5K a pop because they're, CEOs or they're top-ranking members in these big corporations. You don't want to do that, and it ends up defeating the whole purpose of what was going on, because if you're just going to do it in the primary, so what? Like, what's the point then? I mean, if you're just going to do it in the primary, once you become president, what's going to be different than any other situation, or in a situation where if you had taken it in the primary, what difference does it make? I definitely do not support this. The route that should be taken is the one that Bernie Sanders is going to take. Just rely on small dollar donations, because you need to fundraise from the people. You're not trustworthy when you take corporate money of any sort. So if you're, there's this sort of loophole now where they're not taking PAC money, but they go to these big ass fundraisers. And I think Kamala Harris was doing this recently too. People caught her on video doing those with like Comcast and different big corporations. But that's not the answer we're looking for, Warren. That's just not something that I am pleased with. I'm very disappointed with this claim. And this is coming off of me being very excited for her comment that she made about filibusters. But you shouldn't be doing, resume the fundraisers, and especially because when you talk about her answer there, it also implies that she's actually going to reinstate PAC money too, that she'll start also taking PAC money, and not necessarily even just getting money from big fundraisers, which is horrifying. The PAC money is a terrible, terrible thing. But even the big fundraisers are unacceptable as well, because you've then been corrupted. Like, I can't trust you anymore, because are you going to represent me, or are you going to be beholden to your donors? I mean, which one is it? And, stooping down, I think there's this argument that like, oh, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight or whatever. I think that's a ridiculous statement. That's not the way to go here, especially in a presidential campaign. We saw how much Hillary Clinton dropped in terms of cash, and it didn't work. So I don't think in a general election it's even necessary to do, corporate campaigning like that. And this is a very disappointing answer from Warren, to say the least.